Why didn't George Washington become an American king? In this video, we'll explore why Washington refused to seize power and why his supporters didn't want a king either. Washington's principles. Washington was a talented general who led the Americans to victory over Britain. Yet he had no interest in a crown. A committed Republican, he believed monarchy was deeply wrong, calling pro-monarchy Americans disciples of despotism. When Colonel Lewis Nicholas suggested in 1782 that Washington assume the powers of a king, Washington was insulted. He firmly rejected the idea, saying, "If you have any regard for your country, concern for yourself, or respect for me, banish these thoughts from your mind." True to his word, in 1783, Washington resigned his military commission after the war, choosing to return to his estate. King George III himself remarked that this made Washington the greatest man in the world. Why the people didn't want a king. The Revolution was a revolt against monarchy itself. Americans wanted liberty and self-governance. A king didn't fit into this model. The Declaration of Independence declared, "All men are created equal," rejecting the idea that a man might gain power simply by birth. Works like Thomas Paine's Common Sense had convinced millions that the days of monarchies were over. Tocqueville observed that Americans didn't want to surrender power to a king. They were too engaged in solving issues themselves. Ultimately, Washington didn't become a king because he never wanted to. His ideals, the Revolution's principles, and American society's rejection of monarchy made it impossible. Instead, Washington became America's first president, and depending on who you ask, it's best.